It's 2021, and I know many of you guys are thinking about traveling to Nigeria, coronavirus pending. In this video, I'm going to share the answers to the top 30 most frequently asked questions about the new travel protocols for travelers traveling to Nigeria. I have created many videos around these protocols, but what prompted me to create this particular one was the Travel to Nigeria Facebook community group. Before I dive deeper, let me introduce myself to some of you that may not already know who I am. My name is Sassy Funke, and I'm a Nigerian author, yes, and also a travel and lifestyle content creator. I create to help the average Nigerian and African traveler travel better and smarter. If that is you, I ask that you subscribe, hit that red button down below, and join this amazing community. I am also the founder of Travel to Nigeria. Travel to Nigeria is your number one trusted platform for everything travel to and from Nigeria. If you haven't followed Travel to Nigeria on Instagram, I implore you to follow it right now, because if not, you are missing out. So let's go back to what prompted me to film this particular video. Yes, the Travel to Nigeria Facebook community. This community has over 2,000 members right now and growing by the day. And with the changing protocols, a lot of new members tend to ask us quite duplicate questions, like questions that are repeated over and over again. And I thought, why not I create a video that is like sharp, like very, answer quick, a video that's easy to digest, whereby you get quick information just so that anyone can get their head easily around the key points of traveling to Nigeria during this pandemic. This video is pretty much a quick rundown, a crash course into understanding the travel protocols. Even if you've seen my videos previously, I think that there are some points that you could benefit from. So I ask that you continue watching this video too. I'm going to be reading the questions here and giving you answers to it. The first question, where do I complete the registration for travel to Nigeria? You complete it on a website, and that website address is nitp.ncdc.gov.ng. And the name of this website, it's called the Nigeria International Travel Portal. Number two, how long is the whole process for registering on the NITP? The whole process for registering on the NITP should take you approximately 20 to 30 minutes, nothing more than that. Number three, when should I complete this registration? Once you've received your COVID test result, you can start registration, because in that registration process, you'll be required to upload that COVID test result onto the portal, onto the website. Number four, how do I generate a QR code and permit to travel for my trip to Nigeria? So I'll first of all say that the QR code and the permit to travel are exactly the same thing. The permit to travel is just a new name for the QR code. The QR code is something you receive. It's in a document that you receive once you've successfully registered on the Nigerian International Travel Portal. So once you've done all the registration, you've made your payments and whatnot, you receive an email of that QR code. You cannot get the QR code unless you register. So registration, as we all know, is compulsory. Number five, do I have to show any proof of registration when I travel or when I land in Nigeria? So I'll first talk about when you are traveling, when you're going to the airport. Yes, you need two main things, or should I say three main things when you're traveling, things that you most likely have to show to the airline before they allow you to board the plane. Number one, you need the QR code. That QR code verification, you need it. Number two, you need to show the proof of your negative COVID PCR test. You need to show that. And number three, you need to show proof, right, that you've paid for your second COVID test in Nigeria. When you land in Nigeria, you need to show these same documents to the officials in Nigeria. That is your QR code, second your proof that you've done your initial COVID test and it came out negative. And third, the proof of payment that you've paid for your second COVID test that you need to do in country. Number 6, I only plan to travel to Nigeria for 5 days. How do I do the required 7-day test? So, the government has been very clear on this, that if you're planning to come to Nigeria for less than 7 days, you shouldn't be coming to Nigeria. That is what the government officially has put out there to say. Number 7, when should I do my initial COVID test? I hear that things have changed again. Yes, things are constantly changing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave in the description box the protocols, the time limit for doing your COVID test based on where exactly you're traveling from. I know these things change frequently, hence the reason why I don't want to mention the specific date or time limit. I'm going to leave it in the description box and I'm going to regularly update it. So go and check the description box and check your specific country to see what the time limit is for getting your COVID test done. A lot of airlines on their website have guidance for travelers traveling to different countries on what exactly they need. So I'd implore for you to go and check your airline's website out and give them a call just to reconfirm. Number 8, do I have to pay for my second COVID test before, or can I pay when I land in Nigeria? I would advise everyone to pay when they're registering before they land in Nigeria. The reason being, for travelers coming from the UK and South Africa, the government has informed airlines that these passengers have to have paid for their in-country test. If they do not pay for their in-country test, they will not be allowed to board. And if an airline boards them, the airline will be fined. So I would ask you to definitely pay for your in-country test before you travel. Number 9, what if I don't pay for the second test? What will happen? I said this before. What will happen? In some circumstances, for example, travelers from the UK and South Africa, you would not be allowed to board the plane, simple as. Secondly, if you are allowed to board to come to Nigeria without paying for your COVID test, you might get a sanction on your passport. Currently, the government has actually, put out a shame list of 100 passport numbers who have failed to do their in-country COVID test. These passports have been suspended for 6 months. The owners of the passports cannot travel with a Nigerian passport for 6 months. Number 10, I made double payments for my second COVID test. How do I get a refund? Yes, it is possible to get a refund. I'm going to leave the details on how you can get a refund on the screen right now. What you need to do is email a set of email addresses. I'm going to put it on the screen, and I'm also going to put it in the description box so you guys can follow through with that and follow on so that you guys can follow up with that. Number 11, I do not have a Nigerian bank card. Can I pay with my foreign bank card? Yes, I received so many of these questions. You do not have to have a Nigerian bank card or bank account to pay for your second COVID test. You can use your foreign bank account. And if you use your foreign bank account, I would advise you to use the currency, use the foreign currency that you're in. Don't use the Nigerian currency, because I've heard there's been a lot of issues with rejections when people are using their foreign bank accounts, but the currency they're trying to deduct is Naira. So just use the foreign currency when you're using your foreign bank account to pay. Okay. Number 12, does my 8-year-old child have to do a COVID test? No, your 8-year-old child is not required to do a COVID test. Any child 10 or under does not have to do any COVID test. That means they don't have to do a COVID test to fly, and they don't have to do a second COVID test in country either. That is for all children 10 and younger. Number 13, does my child have to register on the portal? Yes, even though your minor child under 10 that is not paying for a COVID test, isn't paying for a COVID test, they still need to register online. And when they register online, the moment you put their age in there and you submit the form will generate a paid document. They've already paid for their COVID test. Essentially, they're exempt. This means that when you get to the airport, there isn't any issue. But yes, you still need to register on the portal for every single passenger traveling, even a baby. Number 14, can I use the NHS test as a proof of my negative COVID PCR test? No, you cannot use the NHS COVID test as a proof. Number 15, how do I ensure I do not spend hours at the Nigerian airport? I have heard that it can be very busy. So this is a tip for you, given I traveled through the Nigerian airport recently. I'll link up details of my trip so you guys can check that out if you want to check it out. The main tip I think here is one, making sure that your seat is towards the front of the plane, the exit of the plane, because they're going to disembark you in batches. So first come off, you first to get to immigration, first to leave the airport. And number two, most importantly, make sure you have all your documents in order. Make sure you have the printouts of all the documents. That is your QR code, your proof of COVID test, your proof that you paid for your other COVID tests. You have everything printed out and in order. If you have that, your time at the airport should be smoother than it would be if you didn't have it. Number 16, the second COVID test in Nigeria. Can I choose which lab I want because I'm not based in Lagos? Yes, most likely you'll be able to choose a lab in a city of your choice. Over the past couple of months, the Nigerian government has done a great job in actually uploading new cities. Initially, it used to only be labs in Lagos and Abuja that was available on the platform. Now they've extended it across the country. So there are many labs that you can pick from, and you select the lab you want whilst you are registering. So you will see the closest lab for you on the portal when you're registering. Number 17, why is the second test so expensive? The second test is expensive because it's a private test. It's not been provided by the government. It's actually being provided by private labs. And actually the price of these tests are actually incomparable. They're comparable to the price of tests in the UK, in Ghana. For example, my private test in the UK was about 175,000 naira, which is way more than the private test here in Nigeria. So when you compare, apples like for like, it's actually comparable with what other people are paying, or even less cheaper than, for example, I paid in the UK. Number 18, do I have to reconfirm my booking with the lab for my 7-day in-country test? Some labs will actually give you a call to let you know that they're expecting you. But there's no harm in giving them a call to let them know that you're going to be on your way in a couple of days' time. There's no harm in that. Do I have to take any information with me to the lab for my 7-day in-country test, or do they already have my information? I would ask that you take all the information with you to the test center, because they might not have that information with them. They might not have that information with them. What you need to take with you is the payment, the Flutterwave payment, to show that you paid, because they most likely need that payment code. And also you need to take the email from the Lagos State bio where it says that you have been assigned the specific lab that you're going to. These are the two main documents that I believe that you need to take to the lab so that they know that it's you. You can identify yourself and you can do your test swiftly. Number 20. Do I have to book a certain time slot with the lab I'm going to? I didn't have to book a certain time slot with my lab. People are attended to on a first come, first served basis. Because some people don't do their labs on their 7th day, they come on other days, your test lab can be packed. The lab can be packed one day and not on another day. So I would ask that you try to just get there, be the first person there in the morning, so that you don't end up spending all your time, in like waiting to do your test. That's going to take only like 5 minutes to do. So try and get there as early as possible so that you're one of the first people attended to for the day. Number 21, I can't make it on day 7 for my 7-day COVID test. Can I go to the lab on day 9? Yes, you can go on day 7. Day 7 is the ideal date you should be going, because you should have been self-isolating for the days prior, and day 7 for you to go and do your test. But if you can only make it to the lab on day 9, that is completely fine. I know that the government gives a grace period of about a week. So if you don't do your test on day 7, if you do it by day 14, it's fine. But after day 14, if you've not done your test, I know the lab has a moral obligation to actually report to the government to let them know that this person that was meant to do their test by day 14, they're not here and they haven't done. So they get that information. The government basically gets that information from the labs themselves. Number 22, when do I get my results for this 7-day test? I believe that most labs will get you your results to you within 48 hours. I got mine within 24 hours, but I think 48 hours is like the maximum time they should be getting your information back to you. But you can speak to your specific lab about this. If they don't get back to you, email them and I'm sure they'll find your results somewhere. Number 23, do I have to upload my results again for the government to know that I have taken the 7-day test? I have received this question a lot. You do not need to inform the government that you've done your 7-day test. The moment you do your 7-day test and your result comes out, the lab has to, it's mandatory for the lab to send that result, yes, to the government. So the government is aware that you've done it. Number 24, no one asked me for my 7-day test when I left Nigeria. Why? The reason no one asks you when you're leaving Nigeria whether you did your 7-day test is because the government's already aware of whether or not you did it, because the lab has to send the results to them automatically if you did it or not. Number 25, do I have to do a COVID test to leave Nigeria? The answer to this is it depends, right? There is no requirement by the Nigerian government for you to do a COVID test to leave Nigeria, but there might be a requirement by the country you're going to or the airline that you're flying with that before you board this flight leaving Nigeria, if you don't have a COVID test, for example, Canada has that now, whereby you need a COVID test to leave Nigeria to go to Canada. So that is a requirement by the Canadian government. So you need to ask your airline and get information from the official sources of the country you're going to find out whether or not you need a COVID test result to leave the country. So guys, I know I said I'm going to be sharing with you guys 30 frequently asked questions and we're only at 25. That is where I'm going to stop this video right now. You guys can ask me the remaining 5, 50, 500 questions that you may have in the comment section below, and I promise I will answer most of them. Yes, but I implore you to watch this video first. If I've already answered your question in the video, I'm not going to answer it in the comment section, right? But if it's not on there, definitely put it there and I will answer your question. I really hope you found the video very, very useful. If you guys have any other ideas or videos you would like for me to share and do, let me know and I will do my best to create them. Thank you again for supporting me, for being here, for engaging, for learning. I appreciate every single one of you. If you're new, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join this amazing community. Thank you again once again. And yes, have a great 2021.